Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining me. I know it's a busy week and started off on Monday and a busy day for you.
Yes, it is.
Well, I wanted to touch base with you quick on an evening. I don't know if you'd call it more of a roundtable or a presentation, because we did both on rural, what was it? Rural resilience in youth.
And resilience in rural youth. And it was talking about youth matters, ours, yours, and mine when it comes to children. And yes, it was in April, and it was kind of a little bit of both a roundtable and a presentation of what we're bringing to organizations, nonprofit organizations, schools, anyone that works with children and mental health well-being.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting, and I would love to see this program having someone come out, you or someone else, whoever, to come out and do that with like our churches, maybe at the Kiwanis. A lot of people that really are involved in youth. The whole community would benefit from this gathering. And I'd also kind of like to see an ongoing kind of support group where we kind of talk about what's happening and connecting with youth. But can you kind of go over what we went through in that meeting? I know we had a lot of information, and then we talked, and she gave us a bag of different things and tools we could apply. I mean, it's quite an evening to go through it, and I think it's just awesome.
Yes, we had a small group, but the small group made a lot of impact when it came to sharing and discussing. And as we were doing the presentation, a lot of head nodding and the need for what our program was about. So what we do is, first of all, I wanted to make sure everyone knows that we're not mental health experts. We're just coming to present because we are youth workers that work with youth on a daily basis through the University of Minnesota Extension, through our 4-H Youth Development Program. And we've noticed since COVID and before, but COVID has made a harder impact on our youth. And we always seem to think that COVID just hit the adults when it came to businesses, work, and everything. But that kind of ricochets down, though, into the family unit, because if mom and dad are not working or the business is suffering, you're feeling that at home. The kids are. And so they're feeling extra stresses. And then we've got the youth that stopped having the communication when schools were closed. They weren't communicating with their fellow classmates, and just a lot of their normal everyday things were taken away from them through the pandemic. And even though we're getting back to normal and everybody's getting back in the schools, well, school's going to be out anytime soon for the summer, but there's still a lot of that lingering impact that I don't think it's going to go away, but we're going to have to find ways to deal with it and help our future leaders and adults to get through this. And just what we've seen is that, a lot of youth, they kind of shut down, and, a lot of time was spent on the computer doing virtual. As for a 4-H program, we did a lot of virtual stuff. One of the very few organizations that kept on going through the pandemic. We did a lot of virtual stuff. Some embraced it. Some said, no way, I'm not going to do it anymore. But like I said, we've seen a lot of it. We've heard a lot of it. And we need to be better at being available for our youth, to have someone to talk to through these difficult times, because unfortunately, this is going to be our norm. We're going to be dealing with pandemics. We're going to be dealing with issues with jobs and finances. And I think it's just important that we put our kids first when it comes to their mental health, because if we don't, then we're not heading down a very good direction for the future. And like I said, we're not here to diagnose anybody or anything like that. We're here to bring our stance on it that we want to work with other organizations and finding ways that we can make life a little bit more easier and enjoyable for our children. I mean, it's from birth to 18 years old. I mean, college students dealt with a lot too. They had to go virtual with things. And, like I said, some of them didn't have an outlet to speak to anybody because their normal day-to-day activities where they were able to mingle with their friends and go outside and hang out were taken away from them for a while. And parents and adults, they kind of had their own things going on. So I just think that now with the pandemic, what it did and what we have seen with youth mental health, and this is not just a Minnesota thing, this is a nationwide issue. And I was at a conference in Washington, D.C. just a couple of months ago, and the main focus with the USDA, which is where the 4-H emblem is established, their main focus out of everything is going to be on youth mental health. So it's a big thing. It's not here to go away tomorrow or the next day. And we just need to find ways as organizations, community members, whether it's your church, your school, that we can sit down and work together. And Vicki mentioned too about, it would be nice to have form a group that maybe would meet once a month and we discuss what we're seeing, what we can do. So we would love to bring this presentation into the local churches, organizations in town, anybody that's willing to listen to what we have.
Yeah, that meeting was very impactful to attend, and it gave some great tools and I think some great things that we can build on to be good support to our youth.
Yes.
I know, at the EDA, I don't really in my job work directly with youth, but I would really love to help get the word out on this, and whatever I can do to help get meetings together. Just, how can we connect after people see these meetings and do an ongoing? I'd love to be involved in that and help in any way I can.
That would be great. As I'm sitting here thinking that, we sometimes think about that only these things could happen down in the cities or in big cities throughout the nation. And our rural areas are often forgotten, because we have a lot of farming communities and, farm families, they deal with everyday issues. And it's important that we remember that rural areas are hit hard with situations. I mean, just think about it was just a week ago with the storms coming through, having to pick up from that. Some had minimal damage, some had a lot of damage, and that takes a toll on everybody within that family unit. Yeah. So we would love to do this and just talk through things like that. Like I said, this is a University of Minnesota Extension presentation. That's been two of my coworkers put this together because they see the need of it. All of our information is University of Minnesota resources. So we have resources we can use. We showed a video that night from one of the professors at the university that focuses on youth mental health. So everything that we're talking about is all been researched and is good information. But at the same time, we're bringing to you at our community level and needs.
Yep. Well, I will get this video out, get it to, and people can, there'll be a link they can get a hold of, depending on what you're busy, I imagine getting things done. I can put a link on to get a hold of me, and I can do a list. If that helps you out in organizing groups, I would love to do that. So,
and two, I should mention that this is one of the very few things that is offered by our 4-H program. Many people think that 4-H is just about showing animals and being at the fair and everything. We have so many different things that we do, and we are a youth development program. So our number one focus is our youth. And so that comes down to, we might be there helping them find their spark in a project or something that they really like to do, but we are also looking out for their well-being as well.
Yes, you are. I do have to admit, I was early on one of those that just, I went to the fair and saw the 4-H projects, and I had no idea the depth of programs and, helps that you have. A 4-H program in Big Stone County is amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. So, well, I will get the video out. We will try to collect some churches and some maybe Kiwanis, youth group, any group that would be interested. We will organize and set up a presentation, and we will go from there.
Thank you so much for your time today, Vicki.
All right. Thank you.